Hey folks, it's Lyle. Before we get into the episode, I wanted to talk to you guys about a new thing I'm doing where you can help support my lizard endeavors by becoming a premium member of this podcast over at therapygecko.supercast.com. Premium members, or Geck Legends, as I call them, will be able to get every new and existing episode of Therapy Gecko completely ad-free. They'll also get a bonus podcast episode once a month, a bonus live show episode once a month from all of the live shows I've been doing around the world, a members-only live stream once a month. Plus, you'll also support my ability to continue, hopefully, doing this podcast for a long time, doing it around the world, and also supporting my ability to occasionally go eat a slice of pizza. Go to therapygecko.supercast.com or find the link in the episode description to become a Geck Legend today. All right, let's get into the episode.
Hi.
Hi, what is your name?
My name is Vincenzo.
Vincenzo?
Vincenzo.
Is that your real name?
Yeah.
What is that? I've never heard that name.
It's like a play on a name, you know.
This is your real name?
You never heard Vincenzo?
No, what is that?
My name.
All right, I'm going to call you V. V, what is it you wanted to talk about today?
Sure. Okay. Whew. All right, Lyle, I have an actual... I feel like this is a lot easier now that I'm, speaking to you. Okay, I have an actual thing that I wanted to talk to you about. So, the job that I work at, I'm not allowed to discuss things that go on with the patients normally, but I think I am. I don't know. Am I?
I can see why you give me a fake name now.
Yeah, right? That's kind of like the situation, right?
Okay.
So,
all right. All you had to do was tell me. Now I'm thinking about if I'm being offensive by asking you if Vintendo is a real name. You kind of gaslit me into that, but that's okay. V, well, and you don't have to tell me anything you don't want to tell me, but
no, I need to tell you.
Dude, what's the job?
All right, so essentially I exercise with old people.
You what, adult people?
I exercise with old people.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And sometimes the sessions can last like an hour and a half. And at this one particular office I work at, it's kind of like one patient in at a time. So it's very much one-on-one time. Now, I spent 3 sessions with this one lady. And I've grown very fond of her. She's 92. She has dementia, and she's an absolute bat out of hell. She shows up to the office and goes home with Ubers and cabs, and she barely knows how to use her phone. It's nuts. So, one of the last times I was working with her last week, we got to talking, and I'm walking her out to her car, and I made a silly joke about Willy Wonka, and she basically says, "Oh, I know Willy Wonka, that's Johnny Depp. Do you know who Johnny Depp is?" I was like, "Yeah, I do." So she goes, "I have something to show you, but you can't tell anybody." So she goes ahead and she shows me, and it's a conversation between her and Johnny Depp. And the face on the on the contact is a headshot of Johnny Depp, and it's the texts were "Good morning, beautiful. This is Johnny Depp. What are you doing this fine Monday morning?" It was just the most ridiculous text between her and Johnny Depp. And I was just like totally flabbergasted. She's like, look, he's gonna send people. He's gonna send like a car to take me to a jet, take me to Johnny Depp. And I was like, oh, this lady's literally gonna get stolen. Fucking whatever, this fake Johnny Depp. He's gonna like actually give her to the Oompa Loompas, like for real. And so I was trying to like be nice to her and say, you know, maybe it's not Johnny Depp after all. Maybe it's just somebody that you don't know on the internet. And she was like, no. This is Johnny Depp. I'm positive of it. She goes, there is one thing I'm concerned about, though. I hear that he's beaten his woman before, and I just don't want him to do that to me. I was like, what the fuck? So, turns out she has some kids. I told the people that I work with, and everybody was kind of like, it's not our like position to do anything about that. So, I want to ask you, what do I do?
Okay. First of all, that's a wild story.
It's a true story. It is really. It's been weighing on me. It's been like 15 days now, maybe. And I literally think about it. And she hasn't shown up last week or the week before.
Oh Jesus!
So, and I've been calling you since like the day.
Don't put it on me, dude.
I didn't want to put it on you.
Don't put it on. I'm fucking with you. Oh my god, that's so wild. Wow. Okay. Here's the funny thing. For a second, when you said that when she was talking about she knows Johnny Depp, like I'm like, oh shit, you met a woman who knows Johnny Depp.
That's what I thought for a second too.
Okay.
And then the contact picture on top of it was just so ridiculous. It was so funny. Oh my god! But yeah, this little old lady, she got abducted. I don't know what to do.
So, do you? Okay. So you think? Oh wait, you said this. You were like, you said that this violates HIPAA in some way, right?
I mean,
tell anyone?
I think so. Well, no, I don't think so, because you just like can't use like specific like things.
You're allowed to. I think you should tell somebody, because you.
Dude, I brought this up to like 3-4 people.
Who'd you bring it up to?
Like receptionist, higher ups, and I was like, do I take it upon myself to like go into her like I don't know, go find people who like own this or attached to this lady?
What did your higher ups say when you told them about this?
They were kind of like, oh, that's crazy. Well, hopefully that doesn't happen.
They probably deal with so much like crazy, like old person dementia stuff that they're like, we can't save everyone. Or they probably have a mentality like that, where they're just like I'm sure they've all like have been in some situation like this before, where they're all like, yeah, that just sounds like a crazy old person thing. Like, yeah, whatever. You know, like it's not a big deal to them. That's so wild. So the texts were saying.
Yeah, the texts were amazing.
Tell me exactly. What did these texts say? Did they say like, we're going to pick you up in a car and shit like that?
So she was like really trying to show off after a certain point. She's like scrolling through the whole thing. And so when it stopped, she like reversed it. So like she went all the way up to the beginning of the messages, and genuinely it didn't seem like they were talking for long. It seemed like maybe they had like 2 days, 3 days worth of conversation in there. And like, some of like the earlier stuff was just like, "Good morning, beautiful." Like, what are you up to right now, beautiful? And it was just like really repetitive, like cringy shit with like punctuation. So like periods and question marks and stuff. And then like she would send back like daisy emojis and whatnot. And then as she's like going back to like the more recent stuff, you can tell that there's like longer texts on Johnny Depp's part, because I think he was really trying to seal the deal here. And there was something about like an offer to be flown somewhere, but I didn't see a lot of like the context. I did see though that like one of the more recent things was talking about a flight on his end.
Okay, here's another thing. Well, okay, the fact that you said she stopped showing up is concerning. But I was thinking, but here's the thing. This woman, though, this
I want to tell you about this before this was even a thing.
This woman is 92 years old and has dementia. I don't like. Can she get in a? How does she? Can she go places without people? Can she like physically, mentally, like even get to the airport and go on a flight and follow? Because here's like all the instructions that you need to do that. Like the action of going to the airport, going through airport security, booking a flight, doing all that shit is kind of a like. Can she do all of that without needing help from somebody who says, "Hey, why are you going to Taiwan?" And when she says Johnny Depp, like can she even get that far?
God, I don't know. But just like the fact that, I mean, what do you even do with like a 92-year-old? That's another thing I was thinking about. I'm sure that there's a market for weird shit, but and like the thing is like the two kids, like from what I've gathered, supposedly just kind of like were around and then were less around and then weren't around at all. So even if they were like, give us $100,000 or your mom gets it, they might be like, kids, grandma's not showing up at Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
This is just like the most fucked up thing, and I can't stop thinking about it.
So you told the higher up, the receptionist, you just told a bunch of people, and nobody said. What, you work at? It was more of like a gym?
Like it was received in like more of like a kind of like a silly, funny thing. Like, did you hear about this?
Well, the problem is that it is like pretty funny.
It is kind of hysterical.
It's pretty funny, but I'm comforted by the idea that I don't think this woman can get into an airplane by herself. I don't think she can do all those things that you need to do to be able to get into an airplane. That's especially like an airplane that like somebody else is paying for. Because then they have to like get like if she's getting flown out, then she has to like find a way to sign into a thing to get money from somebody and then book a whatever. It's just too much stuff for a 92-year-old woman with dementia to figure out without somebody stepping in.
God, but I don't know. I mean, if they're driving to her house, can it just end right there?
Was there a plan for her to drive, for somebody to drive to her house?
I cannot say like I saw like anything definitive, but I did see like. Did
you think about calling the police?
Oh God.
Or like a human trafficking line or something like that?
Jesus Christ. I mean,
to see if they know about any other like Johnny Depp guys.
Johnny Depp. Yikes! I mean, it's just like such a name. Like, I don't think that there's gonna be like a repeat Johnny Stealer.
I'm gonna do this. We're gonna open the chat for questions.
Okay.
I'm as out of loss about this as you are.
But then that's the thing, right? Like, I guess it kind of supersedes. But then, like, also her personal trust. Like, one of the first things she said to me was like, "Now you can't tell anybody about this." And so, like, I thought about it for like 4 minutes, and I was like, "Nah, this is fucked up. I got to tell someone."
All right, I gotta say this. There's a user in the chat.
Yeah.
And their username is creepy_guy. And he said, "Is she hot?" And you don't have to answer that. Oh, okay. Multiple people are saying that, but that we don't need that. All right. A lot of people are saying this. A lot of people are saying this, and this is what I think. And by the way, I agree with this. I agree with what a lot of people are saying in the chat.
She looked like the old Rose from the Titanic.
What's the old Rose?
Like the older version of Rose.
Okay.
She looks like the old version of Rose.
People are saying that it's a money scam. There's no imminent physical danger. You asked what would they want with a 92-year-old woman, and the answer is most likely money. Which, don't get me wrong, sucks, but I don't think she's gonna get on a plane. She might get her bank account wiped, but I mean, what does she need money for? She's 92 years old.
God damn. I think I'll feel a lot better when.
Oh, wait.
Back in.
I have an idea.
Tell me.
You go comb through. You're gonna have to break a few rules for this. Here's what you do. You comb through the records of the hospital. No, you comb through the records of the fitness place. You find her phone number. You text her. And you say, "What's her name? What's her name?"
Rose.
You say, "Hey, Rose, I know you don't recognize this number, but this is Amber Heard. Whatever you do, under no circumstances, should you get on a plane to visit my ex-husband, Johnny Depp." And that'll convince her.
Okay. That does break a few rules.
That's what you got to do.
I love you.
I love you too, man. Is there anything else you want to say to the people of the computer before we go?
Yes, you all scare me.
Have a good night.
Later, brother.
Call from Artemis.
Hello?
Am I actually on air?
Yeah, who is this?
This is Artemis.
Artemis. How old are you, Artemis?
I'm 24. I can't believe I got on the street. Oh my god.
How's life, Artemis?
Life has been not too bad. Can't complain too much.
That's not true. Complain. Give me something. Everyone who says that is lying. There's always something to complain about. That's my motto in life. I'm very unhappy. Give me something to complain about.
I can complain about my ex-boyfriend, like most people do.
Okay. Actually, you know what? I want to ask you this before we do any of that, because I was mainly just trying to be funny. Is there anything in particular you wanted to call in to talk about?
Kind of the situation I'm in right now with him. I just needed a
all right. The ex-boyfriend is the... Okay, all right. What's up?
So to give you some background, we met in our 20s because we worked the same job. And after, I'd say about a few months, we started talking, and then we started dating. Okay, so fast forward about 6 months to a year, we move in together. Things are going great, things are going nice. And then he happens to go through my phone and sees these old text messages that were saying, like, because I was having second thoughts about being with him for a second. But I talked it out, and I told my friend, I was like, you know what, I'm going to stay. But for some reason, that just really made him mad.
All right, so these were old texts that he found between you and your friend where you were talking about how you weren't sure if you wanted to continue being with him.
Yes.
Okay. And why was he looking through your phone?
I have no idea. I didn't know he was doing it because I was driving. So I wasn't really looking at him.
All right. Was there anything in the? I mean, first of all, I don't think he should have been looking through your phone. I don't know how you feel about that, or if that upset you at all.
It did, because, I mean, I don't have anything to hide, but why are you, like, going through my individual messages, looking for things?
Yeah, I don't think, I think that's, yeah, I don't think that's very good. But, was there, I mean, I guess aside from that, was there anything in particular that, any quotes in particular that he saw that he was upset by?
Honestly, all I really said was, I kind of want to, or I asked, should I break up with him to pursue something with someone else? And they were like, do you really like him? And I was like, yes, I do like him a lot. And so they said, well, don't ruin it, just stay with him. And I was like, oh, okay.
All right.
So I don't know how that made him upset.
Okay, but this is your ex-boyfriend, so how recently did this happen?
That was when we were first together.
All right, so you guys, this has been a little on and off situation going on. All right. Mm-hmm. And how recently for how long has this recent off been off?
We last broke up for the final time, like, end of May.
All right, so it's been a while. It's been like 3 months.
Yeah.
I know. Are you guys in contact at all?
No.
So you haven't talked to him since May.
Yeah.
All right. So what are the contemplations in your head? Is it like I'm debating if I'm going to text this person? What specifically in this is giving you problems? Is it the moving on? Is it the should I move on?
It's more like I have moved on. I have no feelings for him.
Okay.
But we are going to be attached to each other for at least 18 years.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Have the 18 years begun?
They begin in December.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that's the bad part.
Yeah. All right. Well, was it an accident?
It was not planned, but it was not... what's the word? Unexpected.
Does that mean we were having a bunch of raw sex and we're like, fuck it, if anything happens, it happens, and then it happened?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And, December, so you've been pregnant for how long?
I will actually be 6 months on Wednesday.
Wow, okay. And like, look, by the way, you can talk to me about as much or as little of this as you want to, but at the beginning of this, were you like off the bat like I'm gonna go through with this? I'm gonna keep it?
Yeah, because I've always thought that. I'm like, if I do ever end up with a kid, I'm gonna keep it, because the thought of giving it away would break my heart. Yeah.
And what about him? What's the conversation with him look like? Does he want to be in the life of the kid, or is he what's his deal?
His deal is that he hates me. Apparently, I'm the devil, and we just don't talk. He told me not to talk to him, so I was like, okay, won't hear a peep, won't hear a word, brother.
Okay, so he doesn't want to be in the kid's life at all.
He has actually threatened for full custody because I'm quote unquote mentally insane.
So he has threatened you for full custody. Has he like reached out to you via a lawyer in the past 3 months?
No.
Okay. Do you predict that he will? Has he shown any interest of is he gonna pop up in December and just be like, "Hey, what's up? Like, what's his deal?"
Thankfully, he lives 2 states away, so
He
him
lives
popping
2
up
states
is
away.
very unlikely.
Has he and he hasn't reached out to you at all to be like, here's what's the plan with the baby, like, or showing any sign that he's gonna do anything to try to be in the life of the baby?
No, because myself and others I've talked to have all said that if he does try to go for custody, it will be just to make me upset. Because outside of that, I don't see why. Yeah.
Well, look, I don't know how any of that shit works. I'm not a lawyer, but all right. So, I mean, look, aside from your relationship with him, how are you feeling about having this kid? Are you excited about it? Are you scared about it? What's your feeling about that?
Definitely nervous-sided. I've always wanted to be a mom. I have no dream job besides like raising a tiny person to see what kind of person they become.
You've always wanted to be a mom, so this has been a thing you've wanted for a bit.
Yeah, but with him specifically, no. But it's happened.
All right, so I guess that explains the whole like we're gonna do it, Rob, and whatever happens happens, because you were like, all right, if it happens, it would be something I wanted anyway.
Well, it was that, and before like all that happened, we hadn't talked for a while, and then he randomly started talking to me again, and he was like, yo, come move down here, come be here with me, I can take care of you, la 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 la. So I believed him. He was like, I've changed, I've turned a new leaf. So I thought, why not give him a chance? And that leaf was still the same at the end of the day.
Well, oh man. So you're gonna have a kid.
It's very eye-opening.
That's cool. That's good that you wanted it, because I mean, it sounds like it didn't just spring up on you like, oh, this kid is gonna ruin my I'm trying to become a social media influencer doing Roy Rogers mukbangs, and here's this child coming along to ruin my subscriber growth. This is what you wanted to do.
Yeah, this is what I wanted. I mean, I wish we could have stayed together.
By the way, this is a side note. If anyone does want to do the Roy Rogers mukbang channel, you can do that idea. I'm not going to do it. That's a free open source idea for anyone listening to this to take and roll with. All right. So you seem prepared. You seem prepared. I'm not worried about you. You seem prepared.
Yeah, I've kind of thought this through for a long time.
Okay. So it's just all right, so in this whole situation, tell me, because there's a lot of moving parts, and look, in the moving parts that I would, if I was in your situation, be the most worried about, you seem pretty level-headed and calm. And maybe the answer to this question is nothing. But like, what parts of the situation are bothering you?
Not knowing if he will actually try for custody or not, and just the way things ended in general with him.
Well, do you have a job?
Yes.
Okay, what do you do?
I'm a barista.
Cool. Okay. I was gonna say you should talk to a lawyer about this. You should talk to a lawyer. They're gonna be the ones that have you done anything like that? Have you Googled it?
Yeah, I've Googled it. And
okay, what did Google say? I'm the worst
Well, Google
advice gecko in the world, telling people to Google stuff.
I actually went to Reddit, and someone on Reddit told me that I need to look up my state laws, so I did. And it says because we are unwed, I have full custody. And they also told me a few other suggestions to do.
No shit.
So that way he has to go through some steps in order to actually try to fight for said custody.
What state? Can I ask you what state you're in?
Indiana.
Indiana. All right. So in Indiana, if you're not married, you just have full custody of the kid.
Yes.
Man. All right. That's pretty cool. I mean, I don't know, dude. If I were like, I don't know how the law works, but if I were a judge, and it was like you were chilling with this guy, this baby, for 9 months, and he didn't make anything of any stuff, anything of any, and you're just chilling with the baby, and then when the baby pops out, how's he gonna just show up? You know?
Yeah, because I'm not going out of my way to contact him, because like I said, he told me to stop talking to him. So I don't know what he wants me to do when the kid is born. Like, it's at that point, it's somewhat my responsibility to alert him that the baby is born. But if you tell me not to talk to you,
I don't know, man. I mean, he knows you're pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, dude, I don't know. I mean, you're obligated to tell him that you're pregnant, but like sending him a reminder email when the baby is born, it's like he fucking knows, you know. I don't know if you need to send him pictures.
He went with me to my first few appointments.
Yeah, dude. You gotta talk to a lawyer about this, but I don't know all right. I'm not even joking. I think if Reddit says you're good, like I wouldn't take that as gospel that you're good, but that means you're like probably good.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really hoping so. Like, I'm gonna definitely, if I need a lawyer, if he decides to try anything, which I really don't think he will, but there's always the off chance he might.
He's not a therapy gecko fan, is he?
No. I highly doubt that.
All right, cool, because it'd be an interesting podcast for somebody to find out they have a son.
Yeah. I don't know what the baby will be yet.
What does that mean? You don't know what the baby will be?
Yeah, I'm trying to keep it a surprise for myself and wait till like we have a little baby party.
Oh, like if it's a boy or a girl.
Mhm.
That's cool. Which one do you hope it is?
I'm hoping for my own sanity, a girl, because I just would know how to raise her better than a boy, because I don't know when they get to a certain point how to like guide him through life with his man troubles.
Yeah. If the door's locked,
there are
you
males
don't
in
go
my
in
life
there.
to ask, but
That's my only advice to you. Well, yeah, I don't think my mom ever walked in on me jerking off. Actually, she might have once, but it was I was just kind of I had already like kind of ended, and I was just kind of sitting there, so it wasn't as bad. It was like if it had happened while I was doing it. So, I say that story to say that boy or girl, you'll be fine. You seem like you have a level head. You seem like a smart person. I'm glad that you're fulfilling a dream of yours. And it also sounds like you got good family around you too. So, I think you'll be good. Do you think you'll be good?
I think so, yeah. I feel like I'm like mentally and emotionally prepared for this.
That is more than most folks could say. I hope you understand that. What is your name again?
Artemis.
Artemis. Artemis, is there anything else I can do for you, or that you wanted to say or talk about, or anything, or just anything at all before we go?
I guess I could say that if someone promises you that they will take care of you and love you and do all sorts of things for you, make sure their actions back it up. I know people hear this all the time. Actions speak louder than words, but it's extremely true. And don't trust people that use therapy words out of context. Or wrongly, I mean.
Artemis, good luck to you and have a good rest of the night.
You too, Lyle. Thank you.
That's what I love about Amazon Prime. They promise 2-day shipping, they deliver it. They didn't even pay me to say that. That's just what I thought about from that context.
Call from Eclipse.
Hello?
Hi.
Hi, what's your name?
Eclipse.
Eclipse. What's up? How's it going?
Is this Lyle?
Yeah, it is.
Wow. Oh my god. I had a failure to get in. I'm like cleaning a house right now, and I don't know if I should be on the phone, but I got you on my shoulder, so I think it should be good.
Is your cleaning a house like for somebody else?
Yes, but they're not home right now.
Okay. What is that? Is that your job?
It's like a little side hustle thing to
Okay.
try to make more money, because I don't like working a real job, so like I spend a lot of energy trying not to work a real job by doing lots of random things.
I like that approach a lot. That's a good approach, right? Because you don't want to have to get like a 9 to 5, like, you're committed for the rest of your life to this amount of hours being in this place at this way. You're taking gigs. I like that way of doing things.
Yeah, I actually just got a real job, but I only work there like 2 days a week. It's the first time in my life. I'm like 26. I finally got a job at a cafe.
Cool. What kinds of odd jobs do you do? Just like cleaning, and do you Uber drive or anything like that?
Cleaning. I do some like random art commission stuff. Okay, I am the person who gave you the like being John Malkovich Gex picture.
Oh! I know exactly who you are.
Yeah, from Vancouver.
Yeah.
That was an amazing show. Everyone go to Lyle's show if
Thanks,
it's happening
man.
still.
That was one of my favorite. That was one of my favorite ones, man. Vancouver. That was cool. I felt like that was one of those where I got off the stage. I was like, oh, that actually that went pretty well. That was fun. Hell yeah. Well, dude, is there anything in particular that you wanted to talk about? It's okay if not. We can keep talking about how
really.
good my
I
Vancouver
have
show
some
was.
topics, but yeah, that Vancouver show was
No,
amazing.
I was
I
just
went in
joking.
really randomly.
What? Give me. You can whatever you want, man.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm just confused in life in general, like a lot of people are that call into the show, especially with with you, for example, like you just choose something and then all of a sudden the ball can get rolling and then you're like in it super deep. So I guess I'm like afraid to fully commit to something. You don't know where it's gonna go.
Well, are you talking about with me like I chose this gecko thing and now it's the ball is rolling?
Yeah. Like
I've been thinking.
you were just doing random stuff on Reddit, and then it just like took off, and now this is like your thing, and then everyone's like, "Don't ever stop, Lyle."
Well,
You have
so
to get
well, this is interesting that you bring this up because I've been thinking about this a lot. There was no thing in my mind of like, I'm going to become Therapy Gecko and I'm going to dedicate my life to it. It wasn't like that at all. I was, like you said, trying different things. And then this started working. The reason I do this right now is because, not the reason I do this, I like that. Okay, so the first like video I posted of this like instantly got like 2 million views, and I think one of the first live streams I ever did to this went to the front page of Reddit. And if something didn't happen immediately that made me go, oh, okay, this isn't the most stupid idea in the world, I wouldn't have done it. I don't think Therapy Gecko was one of those ideas I would have tried. I would have just gone at for years and been like, one day it's gonna catch on. I would have done. I like doing stuff. I like tinkering around and trying to do different things. So I would have done something, but it wasn't like a choice. Kind of like what you're talking about. Yeah, it's just doing random things. And now the Gecko has become an umbrella upon which I can now fuck around and do different things. It's just I do them as a gecko now. So what are you trying to? What are you afraid of choosing?
Well, I guess. Gosh, I don't know. It just seems like people get sucked into doing jobs, so I end up doing these littler things, so they have no responsibilities attached or timelines.
What would you do? What would you do? I mean, you're an artist. You gave me that that cool John Malkovich Gecko piece. Or do you? Is that something you want to do as a career of some kind?
What's funny with doing, I don't know if you have done any like music or art stuff before. As soon as you start to put too much importance on it, it kind of sucks the fun out of it. So I've been trying to figure out, like, if I just need to figure out like exactly what will be super fun for me for art, or if there's like a really important purpose attached to it, because then that'll maybe give me some sort of drive. I have very little drive to work or do stuff at all, pretty much.
Yeah, I feel that. Well, you work just enough that you can like not you. How much time does it take for you to like pay rent and eat food?
Not too much. I'm pretty lucky. I'm in like a really janky, weird house where everything is broken, but it's really cool.
Okay. By the way, I like that idea. I like the idea of getting your expenses to however little they can be without,
Yeah, just do the bare minimum. It's great.
Yeah, and then just working like a little bit of like some random job, like cleaning someone's house or doing Uber or something like that, just to like cover all that stuff. And then you have just like, and now you just have a bunch of free time.
Mm-hmm.
It's great,
which is amazing. So I feel like I have a lot of freedom.
That's fantastic.
I have a lot of time, but I also don't have a lot of money, so I also don't have a lot of freedom. It's a weird paradox.
Okay, what do you want to do? Well, let's get into that. What do you want to do with your freedom that you cannot afford to do?
Well, travel, for one.
Okay.
Although I do really appreciate the place that I'm at. Like, British Columbia is so big that I can spend a lot of time traveling. And
what's your dream destination? If you could go anywhere in the world, where would you go?
I don't know. Probably, maybe first place I want to go to is Cuba. Or Southeast Asia.
Southeast Asia. All right. I mean, how much does it cost? How much is a flight from Vancouver to Thailand?
I don't know. I truly have like around $0 all the time, but it's like it's weird. It's like a weird masochistic thing where like it's like kind of fun trying to navigate life, like having very little money.
Right. No, I understand what you mean.
I was really proud of myself the other day for like I really wanted poutine, but I couldn't afford poutine. So I went to the community fridge, and there happened to be a half-open bag of frozen fries, and I bought some gravy at A&W, and I put some of my own cheese on there, and I made my own poutine. I felt really good about that.
You should, because, and the reason you should feel good about that is because you don't need, like, you know, there's guys out there who have like they have like $10 million. If they had $0, they'd be fucked.
Mm-hmm.
But there's nothing real. You can't get like so fucked that you can't figure something out. You know, there's like there's a strong sense of like independence in there to be proud of. Is that what you feel, like a sense of independence?
Yeah, there's some independence. There's also like, I know that, like if I had like 100 times more money, then I'm not going to be 100 times happier. It gives me very little incentive to try to gain more, by working.
Yeah.
And spending your days doing stuff you don't like doing.
Well, I mean, dude, shit. If you can get over to Thailand, I don't know how long you're planning to stay there for, but I've talked about this on here a lot, and I think about it just in my personal life. Like, you can just find some remote gig or find some like workaway gig in Thailand, and then you got to find a way to save up the flight to get there, which will probably cost whatever, $700.
It's probably a lot more doable than I think. I just got to get over the hump of just.
Well, that's the thing is have you like priced it out at all?
No, I really like I've been really enjoying like just establishing myself in Vancouver. Also, like just getting friends and like getting to be a part of communities and stuff.
Cool. Good.
So at the same time, it's like I don't want to leave yet, but it's definitely in like I have it in the back of my mind. It's like something I gotta do.
Well, what else is bothering you?
Oh, I don't know. What is bothering me? I guess I just am continually bothered by like not being in the present moment all the time.
You sounded pretty in the present moment. You were talking about how you wanna establish yourself in Vancouver, and you're going to things and hanging out with people, and you're enjoying that. That sounds pretty present.
It's funny. I'm on like the path of it, but you know how there's just like a feeling of like just being kind of unsettled because you're like thinking about the future or past too much. When I don't know, like even just like right now, like there's like beautiful views right now, and I'm trying to be grateful just to be able to see out this window.
Yeah.
That I'm cleaning. It's pretty great.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, all the time I get stuck into worrying about stuff, and I guess that bothers me.
Dude, I met this guy. There was a dude who was like, there's a guy who worked at the counter at the airport, and I was checking my bag in with him, and I was like, "How you doing?" And he looked at me, and it was like 7:00 in the morning. Like, this guy woke up at 4 a.m. and he looked at me and very genuinely said, "I'm doing fantastic. How are you doing?" And I was like, "Do you actually?" And just in a way where I was like, "Oh, this is not like a customer service." And this guy, I could just feel that he meant it when he said it. And so I asked him, I was like, "Do you really mean that? You look like you mean that." And he didn't flinch. He was like, "Yes, absolutely. There's something to be grateful for every day. I'm just grateful to be here." And I was like, "Damn,
that's amazing."
This guy woke up at 4:00 in the morning to go get screamed at by hundreds of people every day at the airport, and he's doing great, And I was like, "Fuck,
that's
man,
amazing.
this guy is something. This guy's got something. What is How do I access that?" Some people I think are born with more of that than others,
Mm-hmm. No, I've been working on it pretty hard. Like throughout the pandemic, I started listening to it during the very beginning, back when I was living with my parents. And yeah, just like the main thing I was working on is just trying to be happy or at least content or whatever. Like not fiending so much.
Yeah.
things.
Yeah. I did an exercise. I journaled today, just trying to, think about try to reassess my perspective on my own life instead of getting upset about it. It's a helpful thing to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I find journaling is really hard to keep up with, or just like any habit is very difficult. But yeah,
Vancouver's got nice trees.
ooh, it is very nice here.
That's
I'm
what you
actually
say
from-
when you run out of conversation topics. But no, I shouldn't have even said that because it actually ended up being a conversation topic.
I can tell you about where I came from before Vancouver, because it's just been a trip that I'm like living here. Like I can't believe that I have stayed in the city for so long.
Sure, yeah.
So I came from a town of like 400 people, and there was no cell service, and we didn't have Wi-Fi or a toilet, or there was no police there. Like it was just truly in the middle of nowhere, and just kind of self-governing and insane, kind of like Trailer Park Boys but hippie.
And now you're in the big city of Vancouver.
Now I'm in the big city, and it's weird because so my friends are living in this kind of like commune situation, and they just don't pay any money, and they're having a great time. And I'm always wondering, like, what the heck am I doing out here?
What the heck are you doing out here? Your friends are in a commune? That sounds like your kind of thing. That sounds up. I've only known you for 15 minutes, but that sounds extremely up your alley.
Oh, it sounds amazing, but I have to get out of there. Like I grew up there my entire life.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And they're missing the art scene, so I'm trying to figure out if I should go out there and just like start something.
Why don't you? Hey! Why don't you start a commune? Someone's got to start it. Why don't you start the
city
Vancouver commune?
That would be amazing. I've thought about making a weird underground society.
I don't know how you start a commune because you have to find a place to live that's free. Oh, you know what you can do? Why don't you? I guess if you get like 400,000 people to give you $1, you can buy a plot of land, and all of them can take turns living on it, like a timeshare commune.
That's like the 400. What's the math on that? Like you'd only be able to live there like once every few years. Screw
math. Math is we don't abandon our families to join communes to do math. Eclipse, you said your name was?
Yeah.
Eclipse, is there anything else you want to say to the people at the computer before we go?
Thanks you guys all for listening and being a part of the Gecko team. And I hope you guys all enjoy your lives.
You as well. Good luck with eating food and living in a place.
Thank you so much.
Have a good night.
You too. Bye.
Hey folks, I'm about to play a clip from this month's bonus episode. Bonus episodes are available to premium subscribers of Therapy Gecko, who also get access to all episodes ad-free, recordings from my live shows, and a whole lot of other fun stuff. You can sign up to become a premium member at therapygecko.supercast.com or find the link in the episode description. So here is the clip.
I'm having to go hide in my garage to talk to you.
Tell me this thing that you had to hide all the way in your garage to tell me.
Well, my dad, he's an ex-interrogator who basically played the ultimate game of hide and seek with the most wanted person on earth. He's my stepdad, but my my biological dad isn't around, and that's because part of the reason is when I was young, my stepdad came into my life and kicked my biological dad's ass, and then he got put in jail from it and used his connections to get out of jail. And it's a whole lot of things. But essentially, my stepdad was the interrogator who looked for Osama bin Laden.
If you want to hear this full episode, you can go to therapygecko.supercast.com to become a premium member now. And that's the end of the podcast. Thanks for listening, and thanks for not hitting me in the head with a stick.
Therapy Gecko's on the line, taking your phone calls every night. Therapy Gecko's doing it right, he's teaching you how to live your life, but he's not really an expert.